Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So I've been cleaning as in previous video I dismantled the bogie, one of the motor bogies. It has two motor bogies in fact. It's an all-wheel drive locomotive of the SNCF BB9240 by GéGé, the rubber band driven locomotive. So the bogies are formed by have a plastic frame, insulating frame, and the actual bogies are made of Zamac. So these conduct electricity, okay? Electricity which is picked up by the wheels, which are these brass wheels with large cylindrical insulating axle, which also acts as a drive for the belt drive, the rubber belts that drive the locomotive, which rubber belts are powered by these drive shafts, which connect to the motor by means of these, as you can see, these rather scabby and completely decayed rubber couplings. And we'll talk about them in another video, because these are a problem because they're completely decayed. One has disintegrated and one is disintegrating, okay? So this is the disintegrated one and this is the one which is on its way to disintegrate. The motor turns quite well, freely. It's a bit noisy at low speed. I think its bearings are a bit worn out. We'll have to open the motor and see what condition the bearings are in. I might have to reconstruct the bearings using copper pipe. We'll see. Maybe all it needs is a good lubrication and that's it. We'll have to see what's what, because of course there's a bit of play. There's a bit of play left, right, and there's a wee bit of vertical play as well. Maybe just by lubricating, applying a mix of technical petroleum jelly and sewing machine oil will manage to save the day, but we'll see. I've never opened this motor. We'll have to look. This is the next step. This is the next job on this locomotive. Anyway, what I'm going to do now on camera, I'm actually going to. So I used contact spray at first. Then I used lighter fluid to clean these, and then I actually polished them up well with the fibreglass pencil, which is, as I've said in previous videos, a very, very useful tool. It's very, very important to get these wheels here well cleaned and polished up, because these pick up the electricity. You can hear there's the axle head, very nice and sharp, very well machined, and this sits exactly in the axle boxes, in these axle boxes. I'm trying to show you what's what. I hope you can see what I'm talking about right in there. And I'm going to apply a spot of technical petroleum jelly in the axle boxes to lubricate them on one side, protect the Zamac, because here we've got a steel axle head which is sitting in a Zamac axle box, and we know very well that steel is a much harder metal than the Zamac alloy, so we don't want the Zamac alloy disintegrating. There's no Zamac pest, so there's no problems here. There's no zinc pest in the Zamac. The Zamac is nice and solid, good quality stuff. So that's that. Now I want to reassemble the bogie. We'll just reassemble the bogie together, and of course then I'll have to open it again when I eventually get the drive belts, which I'll have to order on eBay, probably on eBay. Yes, because I'll try and get the proper kind of stuff. I don't even know the diameter of the drive belts. If anybody has a clue of the diameter, to give me a tip on the diameter of the what diameter these drive belts are, please do so and say so in the comments. Okay, right. Just a second. I have to get my technical petroleum jelly grease down. So let's lubricate the axle boxes before reassembling the bogie, because I don't want it falling to bits and losing parts. So for the moment it's going to be reassembled. Then of course these contacts will have to be resoldered onto the motor, but the motor has to come out, so there's no point in complicating our lives. Okay, very well, let's get this done. So a spot of technical petroleum jelly, my favourite. I have to be careful here because it's full of nasty strands of fibreglass from the fibreglass pencil, and as I've said before, the last thing I want is to get this stuff in my fingers, because it's really nasty. It has a tendency to sort of easily get stuck. Okay, so let's just do this. We take a spot of technical petroleum jelly with a toothpick. I hope we see what I'm doing. No idea what I'm doing here. Okay, that's it. Now you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting a spot right here in axle box. 1, 2. Technical petroleum jelly lubricates and improves electrical conductivity. So it has a double function. I put it on pickups that are behind wheel flanges. Of course, not pickups that come in contact with wheel flanges, otherwise you'd get grease on the track and then you'd get skidding wheels, wheel spin. So there's a spot, just enough in there to also to protect the Zamac. So that's one. Let's do the other one. I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, not to cover things with my hands, and not to have my hands in mid-air and then you can't see what I'm doing again because I'm out of camera. Okay, there we go. Let's put a spot of technical petroleum jelly in that axle box and in that axle box. And the technical petroleum jelly being in contact with both, there we go. I was a bit more generous here. Maybe a wee bit more generous even on the other one. Why not? This is very old stuff, so better give it a bit more grease. Okay, that's nice. Perfect. There we go. So that's done. Let's put that over there. So I've greased the axle boxes, as you can hopefully see in the terrible lighting that is here. Okay, so now we'll reassemble the bogie. So we take one wheel. I have no idea what I'm showing you. Anyway, I'm trying to do the best I can. There, that's just sit it in the tweezers. So pop this one in here. Okay, we set this one in here. Of course, this will have to be dismantled to fit the drive belts once I get the right drive belts. Okay, there's another one. I'm going to sit in there. Okay, then here's the bogie. We just sit the bogie on. Balancing. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, it fell off, of course. What else? It fell off. What else? Okay. They both fell off. They haven't rolled on the floor yet. They haven't rolled on the floor. I'm fuffing around here. Not out of the roads. Not out of the road. Let's do things properly. Okay. Bogie 1. Let's stick the wheel in here. It is a slightly footery. Oh, what was that? Ah, okay, right, I know what that was. Then we catch these in here, 1 and 2. Did I catch the other one? Did I heck catch it? Ah, yeah, useless Eustace. There you go, that's it in. Right, so there's the bogie assembled. The bogie is assembled. So now we just have to get the 2 screws. There's this flat screw here. So this screw, the function of the screw is only to hold the bogie together. I can feel strands of fiberglass right there in my wrist. That's nice. Oh, what an absolute daft system. Okay, that's in. That's one. Now the other one, we just pop the screw in, and then we catch the connection, the contact bracket. Right, that should be us. That's in. One. Make sure things are threaded in properly and not against the thread, which might not be very good for the Zamac. This one's in quite well. This one's going in nicely. This one is not going in nicely. Why? Why are you not going in nicely? What's the problem? No problem. It's not sitting in well. That's it. Okay. Righto. Let's got that. There you go in. Okay. And this one's screwed in. Give it good correct torque. Okay. And here I'll slacken this one slightly to just put the contact back on. I could actually leave the contacts out, but I prefer to put them back where they belong for the moment, at least until I get the motor sorted out, so that the bogie has all its bits and pieces on it, all its components, not to have nasty surprises of things. Of course, then I'll take these off when I solder them onto the cables. It'll be much easier than doing it with a bogie, but because it's a very good system, because you see there's like a slot, there's the screw, and the slot. It's well designed. It's a very well designed locomotive. Even regarding maintenance, I'm very pleased with the way it's designed. It's because this way you can, of course, to change the drive belts. To change the drive belts, you have to dismantle the bogie. So you can't. You simply slacken these screws on one side. You can disconnect the contacts easily, because these are supposed to be permanently soldered onto the cables. As you can see here, you can see that the cables, the soldering is broken. Probably somebody dismantled this and didn't know what to do, and then you just refit these dead easy. So that's it. There's the wheels turning. There you go. That's a bit of technical, the bloody bit of fiberglass in my thumb. That seems to be okay. Is it? Indeed it is. There you go. I'm always saying I should wear gloves when I do these things. Oh my heck, wearing gloves. That's nice. That went right in. Oh, very clever. Very clever. What a use. Very clever. Oh, where's that? I don't know where that is. Very well. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to just keep my thumb up like this as if I'm hitching a lift. Fiberglass pencil is a great thing, but it's a real menace. It's nice and smooth running now that it's been greased. These are also got a lot of how you say it? Now I can't remember any words. Thinking of my thumb, you know. Okay, very well. Then so that's a bogie reassembled. Okay. The next thing I have to do, I have to clean. These are the drive shafts. These are all very dirty. They're very dirty, very oxidized. So I'm going to have to remove all this nasty hair and clean these. Probably I'll use wire brush as well in this case here. So the wire brush, fiberglass pencil, the lighter fluid, and all the rest of it. Okay, so that's that. So I'll have to see about this piece of fiberglass. It's in my thumb. Before it embeds itself, and it'll come out. I'll have to put ointment and so on to sort of suck it out, get it removed. Okay, that's that, including the piece of fiberglass under the skin. So yes, again, you should always use gloves when using the fiberglass pencil. I just couldn't be bothered going to look for some gloves, and now I'm going to have a look at my thumb. Okay, very well. If you enjoyed the video, you can give it a like, if you subscribe to the channel, and of course click the notification bell. Cheerio, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao.